Oh, wait for John to step. Sorry, if I skipped this part. If everybody could please stand for a moment of silence and salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Adequate notice of this meeting was provided to the Union County Hawk and advertised on December 26, 2024. Notification was sent to the local source Union County and is posted on the municipal website, the municipal public bulletin board, and filed in the office of the municipal clerk, informing the public of the time and place according to the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Law, Chapter 241, PL 1975. Roll call, please.
Mayor Blumenstock.
Here.
Councilwoman Bodo.
Here.
Councilman Carney. Councilman Lazaro.
Cheers.
Councilman Paduzniak. Council President Noldi.
Here. Roll call of staff and professionals, please.
John Arthur.
Here.
Adam Abramson.
Here.
Michael Disco.
Here.
Jonathan Pridey.
He's not ready.
He's here, he's in the hall. At this point, if I could get a motion to suspend the regular order of business, and we will have discussion and appointment of the vacant council seat. Can I have a motion to suspend the order of business?
So moved.
Second. Okay. In accordance with the municipal vacancy law, the Democratic Municipal Committee has submitted the following 3 names for consideration to fill the unexpired council term for December 4th, 2025 through certification of the election results of the November 3rd, 2026 general election. The 3 names, Deborah J. Ledger, Stephanie K. Bianco, and Thomas M. Anglese. Can I have a nomination to elect a council member?
I would like to make a motion to elect Stephanie K. Bianco for the vacant seat.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. At this point, I will open it for discussion, which I'm actually going to start out if that's okay with everybody. Obviously, I think all 3 names would be fantastic public servants and would do some very good work for Garwood. But I thank you for nominating Ms. Bianco. I think she would do a very good job, and she have the experience to know how good a job she would do. I think Councilman Lazaro and I are the only ones up here who were on council at the same time as Stephanie Bianco when she was appointed back 2018. She was appointed for a period of time to fill a term, and I have to say, she did some amazing work during that time period for Garwood. It was lovely working with her then. We came together and really did some good work, and I would be thrilled to have her up here. So, I hope the rest of the council feels the same way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really thrilled that Stephanie can join this body. She's collaborative. She is someone that is down to earth. She'll tell you like it is, and I think that makes her a really great asset to have on council.
I completely agree. Yeah.
I would echo Councilman Lazaro. I'm thrilled to be able to get Stephanie up here. I've had the pleasure of serving with her on the planning board for a couple of years now. And back in 2018, I used to sit in the audience and live stream everybody else. So I remember some of those meetings, and I remember the work that was put in there. So, and just the other 2 folks that we submitted, just putting my chairman hat on for 30 seconds. Debbie, who's also in the audience here tonight, would also be an outstanding pick. One of the kinder people in town I know, and been a great volunteer for a lot of years. And Tom Anglese is just a stand-up guy. He served on this council I think back in the early 2000s. So, I mean, we had three great choices here, but I'm confident in the nomination we have before us.
All right, then. Without further ado, if we could have a roll call then, please.
Councilwoman Bodo,
Aye.
Councilman Carney.
Aye.
Councilman Lazaro,
Aye.
Councilman Poduzniak, Council President Noldi.
Aye.
All right, then. Congratulations, Miss Bianco. I'd like to call you up and we will administer the oath of office. Yep. Anybody from your family come up to hold? Place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right. And repeat after me. We're gonna put this between us. I, Stephanie K. Bianco,
I, Stephanie K. Bianco,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States
that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in this state.
in this state.
I messed that up. To the governments established
To the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
That I will faithfully,
That I will faithfully
impartially,
and partially
and justly perform
and justly perform
all of the duties of council member
all of the duties of council member
for the Borough of Garwood
for the Borough of Garwood
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Madam.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations. We have a borough seal up there waiting for you. Yeah, welcome back, we should say, right? But it feels the same. All right, congratulations again. Do I have a motion to resume regular session?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll move along to regular business with our report from our borough engineer.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We'll start with very good news. So the first bullet point there was on the eve of the League of Municipalities. We were informed of our NJDOT 2026 grant award in the amount of $322,825. So that's a good solid award. If you go down to the third bullet point, you'll see last year's award in the mid 200s. So this is significantly more. Why? I can't tell you. They generally say the higher the traffic on the street is, better opportunity for the grant is. So Second Avenue certainly has a lot of traffic. And I think the sidewalks on South Avenue probably also help. We did get a letter from the Union County engineer supporting that grant, identifying a location. So there we have it. So now I think Sandy does her magic and, matches the grant, and then mayor will have to sign some stuff and the clerk will have to sign some stuff. And sometime in 2026, that money will become available to use.
Great.
Continuing with our NJDP mandated stormwater mapping, we've essentially completed all of our field work and are working on the map, and that map has to be submitted by the end of the calendar year. There is a New Jersey Society of Professional Engineers and Municipal Engineers webinar by the Union County NJDP rep tomorrow, so we're going to listen in on that and see if they have anything interesting to say that we haven't incorporated yet. And we're on target to submit that mapping in compliance with the stormwater grant that each municipality has to do. And then the next couple are just really recaps of some of the construction projects that we put out. Municipal 825 work that was done. I think that worked out very well with the school. We didn't seem to have great conflict there. The trees have been planted. Mayor, we're going to try to get those additional ramps on the side of the school building. That contractor is currently in Parsippany wrapping up work. So when they complete, weather permitting, we're going to get out there. I've been out there. I would also like to add maybe the sidewalks going off the right of way into the first aid squad. Again, we're under on the grant right now, and I think we can probably do that work for free.
That would be great.
Point repairs, again, National Water Main was given the first quote on that, and they were out there in mid-October and did multiple of those point repairs. And I think we did another quote, which was a much smaller in scale. That was Vortex. I imagine we awarded that as well. And
Yes.
I'll reach out to them, see if they can get going on that. So
Great.
that's really all I have. Is we really wind down the construction period now as the weather starts to turn. The asphalt plants typically are open to around Christmas, around New Year's. Then they typically shut for asphalt materials. So unlikely that you're going to see mass paving in any format in that interim. Our municipal 825 work that we're doing the field work on, again, we've finished all the field work on Maple Street, which is the longest of those three on that grant, and West Street, and then Gallows Hill follow. Obviously, we're trying to get that out to get a design to them for a spring bid for that project. And that's what I have for you tonight, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Moving along pretty well, I think. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Disco? Okay, and I just want to let everybody know, as we've been working on, the point repairs on our storm sewer system, Mr. Arthur and I have been talking with our RVSA rep about our sanitary sewer system, and some, just getting different information. There was a project that they have done on our system of regrouting of some of them to fix some I&I. But I have asked them, actually, because of that and because of just some other things that I'd like addressed. Our representative is going to see if the RVSA can come into a meeting in the new year, so we can address that project. They can talk to us about what's been going on in Garwood, any questions that our council may have. I know I had a few for the representative, and I think it would just be helpful if we did that in public. So I just wanted to let everybody know that that will be forthcoming in the new year. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Disco.
Thank you.
You're welcome to head out if you'd like.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
A report from our borough attorney, Mr. Abramson.
Nothing new to report.
Okay. Mr. Arthur, report from our borough administrator.
Yes, thank you. Well, first, welcome and congratulations to Ms. Bianco. Also want to thank the fire department for their response to the recent fire, which unfortunately did destroy a house in Garwood. They did respond quickly, efficiently, and effectively. they were able to contain the fire before it spread to multiple properties. So, definitely proud of the work that they did. And please note also that there is a donation box for household goods for the family that was displaced in the hallway. So please consider, giving to that as well. We are actively working on the 2026 budget. Department heads and program managers have been asked to submit their budget requests to me and the CFO by Friday, January 2nd, and they've been given all the forms necessary to do so. Ordinance number 25-26 on the agenda tonight regarding body art. Discussed this last time, but just as a reminder, this came originally from the planning board approving and council voting body art into the code earlier this year. But this update is needed to create an actual mechanism for the permitting that is related to that code. Number 25-27 changes paid parking in JFK Plaza from 6-hour spots to 10-hour spots. We found that those spots were being underutilized compared to other parking zones in the borough. So essentially, we hope this encourages people to use that lot. Ordinance number 25-28 sets forth listing sponsorships on resolutions and ordinances as a duty of the municipal clerk. And that is it for my report.
Okay. Thank you. And I know some of this might be a little repetitive, but I think it's important. So I did want to give a big thank you myself to the fire department, as well as our police department, DPW, who was there, and our mutual aid first responders. What was a catastrophic fire this past weekend on Center Street could have been even worse. But our responders were able to evacuate everyone safely, and our fire department was able to contain the fire from spreading to adjacent houses. So job well done, everyone. I have been in contact with the family who live there, as well as their close friends and family who are working on donations for them. They lost everything and, of course, are living with family temporarily. So, as Mr. Arthur said, we are collecting household goods for them in the Borough Hall lobby. And there is a GoFundMe, which you can find on my social media pages. I've heard from so many residents who are just looking to help. So I know we can come together and make things just a little bit easier for them. 2 weeks ago, I attended the League of Municipalities along with Councilwoman Bodo. We attended some learning sessions, spoke with officials and professionals around the state, and researched possible vendors. I want to also announce that I was elected to the executive board of the League of Municipalities, where I will join fellow mayors and the league staff in advocating for municipalities at the state level. I am honored to be a part of this incredible group, and I look forward to making sure Garwood and other small New Jersey towns get a voice on the bigger scale. Last week, we had our first committee meeting with Harbor Consultants to discuss the circulation element. It was a productive meeting with the group going over a very rough draft with the basic elements and discussing areas we want Harbor to focus on. The police department is also still gathering some data for the element, but the intent is for the draft to be available to the public towards the beginning of February, and for a public hearing on the element to be had at the February Planning Board meeting before any adoption possibly set for March. The Municipal Alliance met earlier this month. It looks like we will be switching next year from DARE to a new program called Alert, which is a very similar program that other towns around us have already made the switch to. And this program will allow officers to be trained more officers to be trained to instruct the program at Lincoln School, as it's a less intensive and time-consuming training period. Thank you to everyone involved in the Christmas tree lighting this past Saturday. The police, fire, first aid, and DPW all did a fantastic job, as did the celebration singers and Lincoln School Choir. A big thank you to Union County for the use of the stage. I think it really added to the night. Thank you to the Girl and Boy Scouts, the Green Team, and the library, everybody who volunteered that night, and especially a big thank you to the Recreation Committee and Rec Director Katya Lysak, as well as Special Recreation Volunteer Brian Tague. He did a lot of lifting that night. It was really a special evening, and it was always magical to see the kids light up when Santa arrived, so I really enjoyed it, and thank you, Santa. As you all know, on Tuesday, we had an executive session to discuss ongoing negotiations with Fair Share and Garden Homes. As they're still ongoing, it wouldn't be wise to give the specifics just yet, but in terms of the process, we have a final session next week when, if there's no settlement beforehand, the judge will give his ruling based on the special adjudicator's recommendation. This has been an extremely crunch time period for this process. And with the holidays coming, it is even more crunched. I do intend to try and have a town hall meeting at the school at some point so our professionals can lay out where Garwood stands and what has transpired thus far. However, the date of the town hall is up, obviously still up in the air, depending on what happens next week and what may transpire following that meeting, as well as holiday timing. But I assure residents we'll have one as soon as we possibly can. And as I said before, no one up here is happy to be in this position where we are negotiating with a developer against a plan he was already literally ready to sign. But this is the process that the state has mandated, and our professionals really are working as best as they can in our interests. So just one more item on tonight's agenda, you will see resolution 25-202, which is to send a message to the state legislature that we oppose Bill S 4736. So this bill would allow religious and nonprofit organizations to convert certain property to inclusionary developments with affordable housing. However, this bill allows for preempting local zoning authority. It would require a municipal planning board to approve an application to repurpose or redevelop an eligible property into an inclusionary development, regardless of the eligible property's location in the municipality. And it sets forth other specifics, including that the development project shall be allowed a density of 40 units per acre and a height of 1 story above the maximum height otherwise applicable to the zoning district in which the eligible property is located. I know that's a lot. I urge everybody to go back and check and take a look at this bill and read it over and process those items. But I want to encourage the council to vote for this proposed resolution, as this could obviously be detrimental to all municipalities, but especially smaller ones like Garwood. The League of Municipalities and the Conference of Mayors have been advocating against this, and I do hope that you'll agree to add Garwood's name to the growing list of towns sending out this resolution as well. So that is all from me, and we will move right along to our comments from the council. Councilwoman Bodo.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a congratulations to council.
Thank you. Councilman Carney.
Thank you, Mayor, and a big congratulations and welcome to Councilwoman Bianco. I'm very thrilled to look over and see you over there, and this is not a planning board meeting, so welcome. I also look forward to being your constituent next month. You will get a lot of advice and help up here from your new colleagues, as well as our professional staff and department heads. Still, my best advice for approaching service in elected office is pretty simple. Be curious about everything. Have an open mind, read everything, and make the best decisions you can on behalf of the roughly 5,000 people that are counting on us to get things right for them. And treat the term you won up here tonight as the only one you're going to have. Tonight, it was up to the 5 council members who were left on the body to elect you and fill the vacancy. But ultimately, it's up to the voters, not us, if we were ever returned to these seats after our first election. So if you treat your service here like that and you respect the commitment of time and attention that being in one of these seats requires, I can assure you you'll have at least some fun doing this work and many chances to help people and leave the place a little better than you found it. So again, congratulations, and do not break a leg because we need you at work. On tonight's agenda, Mr. Arthur touched on 2 ordinances that are up for first reading that I'm requesting full council support for. 25-27 is a minor update to the parking regulations that will extend paid parking hours at JFK Plaza from 6 to 10. Next year's police committee will need to follow up with the chief of police after the first few months to assess the impact and possibly consider additional changes. However, this adjustment is being made after observations and data indicate a significant amount of available parking in that lot during the day and during the week. 25-28 originated from our discussion in the last meeting about including sponsorship of resolutions and ordinances on our agendas. While working on this with Mr. Arthur and Ms. Vasquez, we determined the most efficient way to implement the change and ensure its application was to amend the clerk's duties in the code. With that being said, I would also recommend that next year's council conduct a review and go a little in depth on our actual bylaws, which have only had minor adjustments during my term of service here. I believe administrative procedures such as bylaws should be periodically reviewed to ensure adherence to the best practices. So no further changes may be necessary, but we won't know that unless we apply a fresh perspective. And finally, I just want to echo, I'm sure everybody else here, on my thanks to the Garwood Fire Department. In addition to the response here in town, just a few hours later, they were on mutual aid, engaged in literally fighting another fire. And that's a lot of work, 2 fires in 24 hours for anybody. So we do appreciate it. And that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Lazara.
So welcome aboard again. I'm very happy that you're on the council, on the dais here. And I do have a report from the fire that we've kind of mentioned a couple times. So I'll just kind of
Sorry.
wait on that. But I feel like it's worth mentioning again at the fire report because it was a really important victory in terms of making sure everyone was safe. So I will do a full report of that for the fire report. And that's all for me.
Okay. Councilman Padusiak.
Thank you. Just sincerest thanks to the fire department. I think it's just that everyone is safe and they were back so efficiently is a wonder. So thank you.
Council President Noldi.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to welcome our new councilwoman, Bianco. And I would also like to thank the fire department. I can tell you that I was in my neighborhood on that very afternoon, and it was nothing short of terrifying. So I have the thanks from the bottom of my heart for their swift response and their ability to control that fire in a short period of time, because it was terrifying.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Councilwoman Bianco, do you have anything you would like to comment tonight? Okay. Welcome to.
I'd like to say thank you to the Garwood Fire Department for their swift response, and their volunteerism is incredible. And with that, I'd like to thank everybody on this council for appointing me to the vacant seat this evening. In a way, this moment feels a bit full circle, as this is actually the second time I've been appointed by the Democrats, even though the first time back in 2018, I was sitting here as a Republican. Anyone who knows me knows that I am not someone defined by labels. I've always believed in substance over symbolism and in action over rhetoric, and focusing on what truly matters. My commitment is and always has been to the people of Garwood. I am here to serve every resident, regardless of political party and regardless whether they vote or not. We are fortunate to live in a remarkable small town, one with tremendous character and so much potential. I believe that Garwood is even a brighter future ahead, and I am honored to play a role in help shaping it. I look forward to working collaboratively with every member on this council, as well with our borough administrator and our department heads, to serve this community to the very best of my ability. Thank you again for your trust and for this opportunity to continue giving back to the borough of Garwood. One more thing, please be advised, effective immediately, I am stepping down from my Class 4 position on the planning board. It was my pleasure to serve it, but I am not allowed to serve both. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Minutes, Ms. Vasquez.
Minutes of the regular meeting of the Mayor and Council held on November 17th, 2025.
Do I have a motion to accept the regular meeting minutes as presented?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, communications, Ms. Vasquez.
RVSA approved minutes from November meeting. Westfield notice of public hearing on ordinance 2025-23 regarding land use requiring the provision of bicycle parking and establishing standards therefore. Westfield notice of public hearing on ordinance 2025-24 regarding land use ordinance requiring issuance of a zoning permit, and Westfield Board of Adjustment public notice regarding appeals for bulk C and or D variance relief from requirements of the Westfield Land Use Ordinance.
All received and filed. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, moving along to ordinances. Ms. Vasquez, can you read ordinance 25-26 by title only?
An ordinance amending the Borough of Garwood Code by creating a new chapter 112 entitled Body Art, Tattooing, and Related Services.
All right, do we have any correspondence concerning this ordinance?
No, because I believe she wanted this for public.
Public comment, okay. All right, does anyone present wish to be heard concerning ordinance 25-26? Okay, do I have a motion to close public hearing?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, any discussion among council? Okay, do I have a motion to adopt this ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilman Bodo?
Aye.
Councilman Carney? Councilman Lazaro?
Aye.
Councilman Petrusiak? Council President Noldi?
Aye.
Councilwoman Bianco?
Okay, we have two ordinances for introduction. Ms. Vasquez, can you read ordinance 25-27 by title only?
An ordinance of the Borough Code of the Borough of Garwood by amending Chapter 21 entitled Vehicles and Traffic, Article 1, Traffic and Parking, Section 21-8.8, Paid Parking Zones.
Okay, do I have a motion to introduce this ordinance?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Bodo?
Aye.
Councilman Carney?
Aye.
Councilman Lazaro?
Aye.
Councilman Petrusiak? Council President Noldi?
Aye.
Councilwoman Bianco?
Stay.
Okay, can you please read ordinance 25-28 by title only?
An ordinance to amend Section 5-11, duties of the Borough Clerk in Article 2, Office of the Borough Clerk, in Chapter 5, Administration of the Code of the Borough of Garwood to amend the duties of the Borough Clerk to add ordinance and resolution sponsorship to the agenda.
Okay, do I have a motion to introduce this ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bodo?
I have a couple of resolutions of this.
Sorry.
Okay, do we want to open it for discussion? Or do you want to do discussion? We can do discussion at the second hearing. You want to open discussion? All right, we can open discussion. All right. Anybody, would you like to start?
Sure. As it was mentioned, to bylaws next year, and we're going to revise them,
Like to, yeah.
right? I think that is a little wasteful. Also, the changes are substantial, and we have incoming council people that I really think should weigh in on this.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, the intent of the ordinance, I think is in good spirit. I do. Where I struggle is I don't know, I did not see any other town have sponsorship. And I'm wondering why that is. Is there other reasons that perhaps we're not seeing as to why that might be the case? Maybe there is some sort of, legal reason, or there's some other reason where it may be onerous for those municipalities as well. So I feel like I just am not ready to move forward on this tonight for me personally. So that's where I'm at right now.
Okay. Anybody else? Councilman?
The ordinance speaks for itself. I will motion the question.
Okay, if there's any other discussion, we can move to roll call. Okay, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bodo,
Aye.
Councilman Carney,
Aye.
Councilman Lazaro.
Aye.
Councilman Petruszniak, Council President Noldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Bianco.
Abstain.
Okay, that's his introduction. And we will move along. Council standing reports. We don't have finance at this moment. Fire, Councilman Lazaro.
So as I mentioned before, this is going to be somewhat redundant, but maybe a little bit more specific. But I still think it's worthwhile for us to celebrate the fire department, even if we do it multiple times. So at around 2:30 p.m. on November 29th, the same night as our tree lighting festivities, a confirmed structure fire on Center Street in Garwood occurred. Garwood Fire Department Unit 1 arrived on the scene with eventually multiple mutual aid engines joining to help out. After several hours, the fire was contained. The fire is currently under investigation by the Union County Fire Investigation Task Force, and no injuries were reported. The family and friends of the family displaced by the fire have put together a collection for household items that can be dropped off at Garwood's Borough Hall, as mentioned by our Borough Administrator. Also, I want to, personally thank the fire department for still being able to pull off ensuring that Santa arrived at Christmas lighting festivities, given the severity of the fire call. It was a really miraculous feat of, strength in working together as a team to accomplish making sure that fire was controlled, as well as still making sure that the spirit of that night still stayed strong. So that's all from my report.
Thank you. And yes, actually, I sent a note over to the Scotch Plains Fire Department because obviously our fire trucks were indisposed. And Santa likes to arrive in Garwood by fire truck. So they were kind enough to bring him over for us. So thank you to them. Community Development, Councilman Petruszniak. Public Works, Councilwoman Bodo.
Thank you, Mayor. In addition to the work activities, decorations, prepare the department's spreaders, installed all holiday decorations and assistance with the borough's and tree lighting. Please note the pickup is scheduled for the week of December 17th on south sides. That's all for my report.
Okay, thank you. Police, Councilman Carney.
Thank you, Mayor. The Garwood Police Department has recorded 2,408 calls during the month of November 2025. These calls include, but are not limited to, 487 motor vehicle stops, 42 parking complaints, 130 fixed traffic posts, which are radar, stop sign, or distracted driving details, 451 building or property checks, 33 medical assists, 74 community policing posts, 14 walking posts, 19 suspicious persons or vehicles investigated, 47 criminal investigations, and 21 motor vehicle crashes. I also have training and equipment updates from Chief Pridey. In November, multiple officers attended state police training for the new ALCO instrument. This updated system is being introduced in phases, and it will replace the current breathalyzer units in service throughout New Jersey. Also, Detective Miller successfully completed an interview and advanced interrogation course, which was one of my personal favorites from things I've attended over the years, and also property and evidence management training. And all members of the department completed the required training and qualified with the newly issued department handguns at the range. These upgraded firearms replace older models, and they feature flashlights and mounted red dot sights to enhance accuracy and safety. And that's all for this report.
Thank you. Community Engagement, Council President Noldi.
Thank you, Mayor. So I think you thanked everybody, but I'm just going to go through the list one more time. Many thanks are in order for the wonderful tree lighting on Saturday. Thank you to Katya Lysek for organizing and making sure that everything ran smoothly. Thank you to Garwood Recreation Committee, Garwood Police Department, Garwood Public Works Department, Garwood PBA, Garwood First Aid Squad, Allen Keith Entertainment, Garwood Lincoln School Choir, the Celebration Singers, the Boy and Girl Scouts, the Garwood 8th graders, the Garwood ShopRite, and the Garwood Dunkin' Donuts, which provided the delicious baked goods and hot cocoa, the Garwood Green Team who participated, as well as the Garwood Public Library. A fun family skate night followed at Waranenko following the tree lighting. We still have several things to look forward to with our holiday celebrations. Santa's mailbox is up and running at the Garwood Library. Children are invited to drop a letter into Santa's mailbox by December 20th to receive a reply by Christmas. The holiday house decorating contest, the deadline is December 20th. Winners will receive a gift card and bragging rights. The link to enter the contest is posted on the Garwood Recreation Facebook page. The menorah lighting will take place on Tuesday, December 16th from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. here at Borough Hall. There will be music, free cider, and donuts for the attendees. Historical Committee met on November 24th to discuss plans to organize materials collected at the library during the coming year. There will be no meeting in December. And that's all for my report.
Thank you. Library, Councilman Lazaro.
Thank you, Mayor. Now through December 20th, the holiday photo station at the library is available. Come take your holiday picture at the do-it-yourself holiday photo station, complete with a festive backdrop and a cardboard Santa. On December 9th and 16th at 3:30 p.m., there's a program called Code Forward, which offers middle school students the opportunity to learn computer programming languages such as Java, Python, and more. On December 11th at 3 p.m., you can build a robot with the Brooklyn Robot Foundry. It's a combination of engineering and crafts. Students can take their robots home for more fun. This is for students in 2nd to 4th grade, limit of 10. And on December 16th at 3 p.m., there's a virtual adult craft. Pick up your craft supplies and instructions. Registration is required for the craft kits and is limited to 15 participants. Sign up on the library's website or calendar by phone. And that's all for my report.
Thank you. School Board Liaison, Councilman Carney.
Thank you, Mayor. The Garwood Board of Education met on Tuesday, November 18th. The board heard a presentation on student safety and honored the monthly Mustang movers. For board actions that were relevant to the borough, approval was given for use of the Lincoln School gym for youth basketball practices and games on Tuesdays and Thursdays through February of 2026, and for some basketball clinics and extra practices in December. The mayor and I met with the board president and superintendent, Dr. Marks, earlier this week, where an update on redevelopment was provided. Discussions continued on a partnership between the borough and the district in 2026 and beyond. The mayor is committed to continuing these regular meetings in the new year with whichever council member is selected as the board liaison for next year's council. And the board will hold its final regular meeting of 2025 on Tuesday, December 16th, and has scheduled its annual reorganization meeting for Tuesday, January 6th. That's all for this report.
Thank you. Garwood seniors have a quick report. Well, yesterday we started the holiday season with our annual Christmas party at the Westwood. It was great to once again enjoy good food and music as we celebrated, and we danced a lot. A big thank you to Jenny Brown for once again coordinating the event. She always does a really great job. And it was a very merry celebration. Our next meeting is December 18th at 12 p.m. at Knights of Columbus. Small Business Advisory, Councilman Carney.
No report.
Okay, we'll move to Planning Board, Councilman Carney.
The next scheduled meeting for the Garwood Planning Board is on December 10th. The applications previously on the agenda have been moved to the January meeting, but the board will still be meeting that night and holding an executive session regarding affordable housing litigation. And the Planning Board has rescheduled its annual reorganization meeting for Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. And that's all for this report.
Thank you. Officers reports, Ms. Vasquez.
Zoning Enforcement Officers Report for November 2025, Code Enforcement Officers Report for November 2025.
Do I have a motion to accept officers reports?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, public comment. If there's anyone in the audience who wishes to address the council, please step up to the microphone and state your full name and address.
Sorry. Officers, firefighters, and rescue squad personnel. Then out there. So. Outfits. Fires that was mentioned in this meeting. Police departments, abolishing fire departments, abolishing rescue squads and stuff, and make part of that should never be the answer. They're out there every day. Again. Our son lost their lives fighting for us. Show. So. So. Show us. And they kept us free. They took it out to guards and fought them. Should. World. Back of course, we've done very badly. The service we are be. Prayer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pritchard. Is there anybody else who wishes to address the mayor and council? Please state your name and address and limit your comments to 5 minutes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the council, Mayor Bruce Patterson, 325 Willow Avenue. Welcome, Steph.
Thank you, Bruce.
Haven't seen you up there since, what was it, 2018 from what they said, so, okay. One thing, I'm not holding anything against Miss Annarelli, but in the emergency meeting, you had an executive session and it looked like she went into executive session. about 10 years ago, and I'm sure you and I think Lazaro might have been on council, but anyway, Renaud was our borough attorney. And at that point, I actually thought, or I mentioned it was probably a good idea to have like the upcoming councilors go into executive session prior to being sworn in. And that's where Attorney Renaud said, they're not sworn officials yet, so therefore they cannot go into executive session. I don't know if she did or not, but she headed that direction. I just want to point that out, unless something did change. As to the three names that the Democrat committee brought up, Debbie Ledger being one of them, Tom Ingles. I know Tom very well. But anyway, I guess they get a second bite at the apple once Councilor Carney goes upward to the assembly. The ladder truck, is there something wrong with the ladder? That's what the rumor is going around town. If you could just verify that there may be an issue with the ladder. So. The ordinance 25-28, that was for introduction. I think it passed 3-2. But anyway, if you want to see something about sponsorship, take a look at the county agendas. You'll see something similar. I don't know if other towns do it, but the county does that. The parking tickets, that's a question in the beginning of every month. I'm just wondering how many parking tickets were given out downtown. If you could have Chief Friday come up to the microphone for transparency and give that number, that would be great. Reso 25-202. That's the one with the bill. What's the bill number? S4736. The federal government actually has an act called the RLUIPA Act. I don't recall exactly what the letters stand for, but that is very close to what this bill is. So, I mean, you can oppose the bill, but I'll tell you the federal RLUIPA Act, I think, is going to supersede it probably. One more comment. At the emergency meeting, I was talking about pilots. And that these pilots don't fund the district end with the special costs and such. And Councilman Carney, what did he say? He said it's a constitutional right to provide special ed, which I do agree. But then he says it's our job as a community to provide it. Let me just point out, and again, as going back to the emergency meeting, maybe he's unaware of exactly what pilots' payment in lieu of taxes are about, which are tax abatements, but the pilots do not fund the Board of Ed, which obviously has the special ed cost in it. And I also mentioned about referendums that the Board of Eds of Westfield, Scotch Plains, Famwood are having, and the pilots don't fund that. So, I mean, he's going to be an assemblyman. He's going to be going up to the upper level, and he really needs to be on the ball and not make general statements that are erroneous. If you would like to sit down with me and talk about pilots and the mechanisms about the pilots, I'll be glad to sit down with you.
I'll answer you on the record here when you're done.
I just don't want to see, a member of Garwood going up to the assembly and just having a bad reflection on our town. I guess that's, that I don't want to see. So, I mean, I'd be glad to talk to you about it, inform you. I know you like to learn things. You like to read a lot. I mean, it's a fact. I know that. So, but anyway, that's my suggestion. Thank you very much. If you could answer the questions.
Thank you. Is there anybody else who wishes to address the mayor and council? Please step to the microphone. Okay. Do I have a motion to close public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Regarding executive session and council people elect, I have to disagree with the scenario and timeline of your comment, Mr. Patterson. I actually remember, I actually did go into executive session as a council elect, and so did Councilman Lazaro. So I don't recall us not being allowed to, because it was actually about paperboard.
So did I, Mayor.
Yeah, so council people elect are allowed to go into executive session if it's about an issue that will be continuing on into their term. So again, at that point, negotiations were underway for paperboard, and we did go in and full circle, we're still doing negotiations in 2025 with the same developer. So yes, Miss Anarelli was allowed to go in as anybody who would be a council person elect would be. Mr. Arthur, can you comment on the ladder truck?
Yes, the ladder itself is not damaged in any way.
Okay.
There was something, and this is getting a quote from the chief, something about the welding on the outrigger part of the truck, which is covered by warranty, had some damage to it. Sounds like it's pretty minor, covered by warranty, and should not really be a very big deal from what I understand. The ladder itself, not damaged.
Okay.
Okay.
And just to, let everybody know, all of our trucks, including, police and DPW, and every so often something needs to be repaired. So I know sometimes a big deal is made out of the ladder truck, but we often have garbage trucks in the shop at various points, and it's just a matter of providing these services. This is what happens. So
I was thankful to find it was under warranty though, so.
yes,
Yeah.
that helps immensely. Chief, do you have the parking ticket number offhand that you want to come up, or do you want to do it after if you don't have it? You have it? All right. You're always ready. That's what I like. Like to hear that. All right. Thank you.
149 for paid parking offenses.
Thank you. And that's it. I expect Councilman Carney, you said you wanted to respond?
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty short response, especially for me, but the reference that I made in the special meeting was the continual efforts to tie these things together that have nothing to do with each other. And the whole argument that's gone on in this town and many towns for years over pilots not funding the school district, it's just fundamentally dishonest. At the end of the day, the council has to provide the school district with whatever bill they send us. I am happy to report that there's legislation currently advancing in the lame duck of the assembly that may be able to address this with some defined breakdowns of pilots to support school districts. I believe primarily the legislature's interest in that was to stop these arguments from happening locally constantly. So, that being said, I've sat on this body for years. We have provided pilot payments to the district. That's not required by the law. It's something that this council has chosen to do every year. And I know going forward, as we look at newer developments and however those things shake out, while the mayor and I were meeting with the district the other day, we committed to continuing that conversation as new developments happen. So I can assure you I have a pretty solid understanding of the issue, and we've spoken offline about it before. And because we've spoken offline about it before, you know specifically why I'm objecting to having special education brought up repeatedly with this concern. So I will leave it at that, and thank you, Mayor.
And I do want to apologize. I was just made aware or to remember that there was a comment brought for the council for public comment through email previously. So I'm going to ask the clerk to relay that comment.
This is from Allison Menor. Is that how you pronounce it? Okay. To the mayor and council of Garwood, I am writing because I am unable to attend in person, but I want my experiences to be included in the public record as you consider the new body art code. When I was a leased tenant in Garwood and I attempted to open Lost and Found Tattoo Studio in Garwood in 2026, I was subjected to a series of harmful determinations by the zoning officer borough planner. These determinations were enabled by an incorrect 2012 resolution that claimed permanent cosmetics is not tattooing. This resolution was contrary to the health department's own guidance at the time. Although my testimony in my use variance hearing was accepted as expert testimony by the Garwood Planning Board, and although I repeatedly supplied the correct statutory definition, my expertise aligned with state guidelines was ignored. I attempted several times in writing and through a planning board request for interpretation application to correct the misinformation. but the zoning officer continued to enforce the incorrect classification, and the planning board supported it through their resolution. As a result, I faced financial loss, delays, and emotional and administrative burden during a period when I was simply trying to open a lawful business. Today, with the introduction of the new body art code, the borough is finally acknowledging what has always been true. Permanent cosmetics is tattooing. I am not opposed to this code or to body art establishments operating in Garwood. My purpose in writing is to ensure that the harm caused by earlier misinterpretations is not erased from the record. The same truth that is now being codified was my plea in 2026, and the borough's refusal to recognize it at the time had real consequences for me. I respectfully ask that this statement be entered into the minutes so that the historical record reflects both the progress being made today and the harm that occurred to me and my business in the past. Thank you, Allison Menor, 230 North Avenue West, Cranford, New Jersey.
Thank you.
Mayor, just for the record as well, that individual was represented by an attorney in that situation and had every right to appeal and never brought it beyond that.
Correct. And we did mention that when at the last meeting, but I will agree that I'm glad now that this type of business is allowed in Garwood. I think that something like that could be very beneficial to our business, our local business community. So here's fingers crossed. We will move on to the consent agenda. Does anybody have anything that they wish to remove? Okay. Seeing none, can I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
So
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bodo?
Aye.
Councilman Carney? Councilman Lazaro? Councilman Poduzniak? Council President Noldi?
Aye.
Councilwoman Bianco?
Abstain.
All right, payment of claims, Ms. Vasquez.
Be it resolved that the following claims as approved be and the same are hereby ordered paid when properly signed and verified, and the payment of payrolls as listed is hereby confirmed and ratified.
Do I have a motion to adopt payment of claims?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bodo?
Aye.
Councilman Carney?
Aye.
Councilman Lazaro?
Aye.
Councilman Poduzniak? Council President Noldi?
Aye.
Councilwoman Bianco?
Abstain.
Okay. The regular meeting of the Mayor and Council will be held on Thursday, December 18th, 2025 at 7 p.m. in Council Chambers. Information for meetings is posted on the Borough website. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Thank you, everybody.
I can stay. Okay, thank you.
Anyway.
Oh, this is yours.
Using it again.
Thank you.